Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, the last 24 hours for Bitcoin have been extremely good. It's been able to consistently hold the price above 104,000, while majority of the altcoins have experienced a little bit of profit taking after extreme rallies that we have received. If we talk about Dogecoin, you can see after touching close to 26 cents, there's a little bit of profit taking, but what is a little bit shocking is the fact that the super trend actually flipped into downtrend after 5 consecutive days where we were completely in green sentiments. Is this a little bit of just a pullback, or is this a shocking discovery which could lead to a little bit of a downtrend? Well, in simple terms, I'm just going to tell you one thing that's crazy. If you just pay attention to the entire market, you'll realize that Dogecoin is actually holding on to its price a lot better than most of the tokens in the top 100. If you look at Ethereum is actually sustaining its price close to 2.5 thousand, clearly suggesting that as Bitcoin is climbing to 108, which will be its all-time high, Ethereum will not be slowing down. And as Ethereum is able to climb, majority of the altcoins are able to perform with a good return. On the other end, this is one whale that I have been paying attention to, and you can see at the price of 20 cents decided to purchase about $40 million worth of Dogecoin, while Bitcoin may be due for a short-term pullback with the TD flashing a sell signal on the 12-hour chart, and 110,000 Bitcoin have been withdrawn from exchanges over the past month, clearly suggesting that these whales are expecting to hold for the long term. And Rahul, on Dogecoin, new highs ahead. While Dogecoin shows a promising price recovery, the market gains as Ethereum outpaces other cryptos. Before we get into the full details of all this, if you guys are here for the first time, you want to stay up to date with everything to do with Dogecoin, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, especially turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news relating to the crypto market. And while you're there, slap a like on the video. Let's go for a like of 101. I know that's really big, but recently we've been smashing all of them, so I gotta, help you boys out by making a bigger goal. Now, first of all, I just want to show you guys the overall one-day chart for Dogecoin, just to give you a little bit of perspective how big of this, what's happened in the last 3 to 4 days is actually so impressive for what is to come. What I mean by that is if you just look at the super trend, you'll realize that since the start of February, which is like 2nd of February, we've been on a consistent downtrend for Dogecoin, and ever since then, this is pretty much exactly the time where we were able to make some sort of recovery and show a potential crazy return. And you can see after 3 days it was able to hit 26 cents, and now there's a little bit of profit taking that is taking place. Now, if you want to mimic exactly what's happening currently with something that's happened before, this is the best idea. This is the start of November. Now, you guys can see that every single time in November, the same idea was happening. About 3 to 4 days where the market climbs from like 13 cents all the way to 17 cents. Then we have about 2 to 3 days where there's a little bit of profit taking, another explosive growth. And then we have like 1 or 2 days and then the crazy explosion. And that's exactly the same scenario that's actually playing out currently. I'm not giving you financial advice that you should probably buy into it now because it's about to go explosive. I'm just giving you an idea that's sort of mimicking what's happened before, but on a higher scale. What I mean by that is previously we were seeing the scale between like 13 to 20 cents, while currently it's between probably close to 17 to 23 cents. So we can see probably the next 2 to 3 days might be a little bit of consolidating as the short-term holders are going to take a little bit of profit, and the new holders are going to be jumping into the market expecting the market to go explosive. But there is a very strong chance from a lot of analysts that 27 cents is going to be the next stop for Dogecoin, and then it will be consolidating for a short period of time. Talking about the open interest, it's actually holding very well above 1 billion. And if we talk about the long to the short ratio, well, it's still in favor of long traders, sitting close to 69%. Why does that sound funny? I mean, 69, you know what I mean? And Bitcoin, something similar is happening. It's close to 30 billion, jumped about 4 billion in the last 3 to 4 days. And let's just say the short traders are controlling the Bitcoin market, while Dogecoin market is heavily controlled by the long traders. Now this whale is one that I have been paying very close attention to, because if you just look from the 10th of May, that's the exact day where the market started to show crazy volatility, a lot of different whales have decided to buy a large chunk of Dogecoin. And this one is the best example, because you can see he went from 51 million in balance to all the way to 240 million in Dogecoin balance just in a single day. That's a large chunk of balance that's been added, and that's obviously this transaction which I'm talking about. After that, the market was able to climb a little bit, sold about 1 million of the 40 million that was purchased, and then 48,000 purchased again, close to 23 cents. Currently in profit of 8 million and still holding, clearly suggesting that this person expects the market to climb even higher. While let's just say the Bitcoin market is showing a little bit of a scary trend, because every single time, if you look at the daily chart, every time the Bitcoin market consolidates for a couple of days, there's a little bit of a panic situation that starts to build, and that's when the market starts to push down a little bit. But if we're able to just keep going explosive, and people just keep having the FOMO, fear of missing out, and they just keep buying into it, there will be a lot more gains to be made from Bitcoin. But currently Bitcoin seems like it's pretty much consolidating to give it a little bit of space for altcoins to go explosive. That's just the way I see the market currently. And traders deleveraging as Bitcoin surged from 96,000 to 103,000. Well, in simple terms, for the people who don't understand, the decreasing leverage ratio as it rose from this means traders are using less borrowed money. Now, if you guys do not know what leverage is you just take extra money to be able to take a bigger risk. For, let's say you have $1, you take 100x leverage, you're buying $100 worth of Bitcoin, so a little bit of movement, it's going to be such as $100, and 1% backwards against what you want to do, and you're going to end up losing a lot of money, or actually your whole account will blow, to be more precise. So currently there is a lot less leverage being used, which is good because it will make the market a little bit less volatile. And if, let's say, a big whale decides to sell, not everyone's going to get liquidated, pushing down the market very quickly, which is obviously overall a lot better situation after the market has already climbed so much. And this is another whale which is crazy, because you can see that this whale has also been buying since the last month, and every single time the buying is a big amount, close to 500,000. And Dogecoin is rebounding strongly and clearly showing that it will be able to get to 27 cents before it slows down. Well, 600 million Dogecoin in 48 hours. What's going on? One thing I can say for sure is there's a lot of whales which are buying into the Dogecoin market very quickly. And another thing that I noticed in the comment section is some of you guys were saying, Sky, stop lying. And I was so confused what you mean by that. If you could just explain yourself, I would be able to be more precise with what you want. And no Spanish citizen don't have to report cash withdrawal from 3,000 in advance to the tax agency. So, I mean, there's a little bit of misconception going on. So this is the best way to describe, like, you don't have to do that. While Bitcoin reclaims 100,000 after UK trade deal, 2 states establish reserves, and COINBASE is starting to buy bigger companies. While mapping the Dogecoin path to 24 cents resistance or pullback, well, if you're able to just hold over 24 cents for a little bit of period of time, there will be a lot stronger pullback that will happen. And Dogecoin jumps 27% as Bitcoin inches closer to record price. Going over 108,000 would be quite impressive. And finally, BlackRock discusses crypto regulations with SEC to push the urgent rule overhaul. And this is good because once the rules are a little bit more clear, the market will be able to climb even higher. Other than that, the market is still in a good condition. Be patient. This is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you soon.